Hello everyone, today we are doing another Game of Thrones video, and today we will be talking about the prequel news that dropped this past week, specifically about the Robert's Rebellion and Dunk and Egg Prequel. First though, which one are you more excited about? Leave it down in the comments below. According to EW, HBO has been meeting with several top writers who have pitched ideas based on George R.R. Martin's works. One of those ideas is a prequel series based on Robert's Rebellion. Nothing has been confirmed yet, but HBO does want more series based in Westeros. This would be a perfect launching point. The show would take place maybe 20 years before the events of Game of Thrones, depending on where they start it. It would be centered around Robert Baratheon, Ned Stark, Rhaegar Targaryen, Lyanna Stark, and the Mad King, Aerys Targaryen. We would also get to see a lot of familiar characters as well, such as Jaime Lannister, Tywin Lannister, Peter Baelish, Catelyn Stark, Tully, back then Cersei Lannister. We would also get a young Barristan Selmy, Sir Arthur Dayne, and even Varys. There are so many characters from the original show that would be in the prequel, I can't even name all of them. If I had to guess where the show would start, it would begin right before the tourney at Harrenhal. As you may know, the tourney at Harrenhal is really where the seed of Robert's Rebellion begins. It is where Rhaegar and Lyanna met for the first time. After Rhaegar won the tourney, he was supposed to crown somebody the Queen of Love and Beauty. Many assumed he would crown his wife, Elia Martell, but he didn't. He strode right past her and laid the crown on Lyanna Stark's lap. Many were shocked. Lyanna's brothers Ned and Brandon thought it was a slight at her. Robert held his tongue about it, but he was furious. Lyanna was betrothed to him at the time. About a year after the tourney, Rhaegar and Lyanna happened to be in the Riverlands at the same time and ran away together. This was the main catalyst to what started Robert's Rebellion. I would say the tourney at Harrenhal would be multiple episodes in season 1, maybe 3 or 4, because there's a lot happening there. So many characters, and there is a lot of politics involved there as well. I really hope they decide to make this. There's still questions that we really don't know the answers to. Like, why didn't Rhaegar and Lyanna say anything to their families about their love for each other? Because it could have saved a lot of lies if they did. Or maybe they did, but the Starks and Robert assumed Rhaegar made Lyanna write a letter that was untrue. Like when Cersei made Sansa write a letter to Catelyn and Robb after Ned's imprisonment in season 1. I think this prequel would be a slam dunk. So many epic moments in Robert's Rebellion, from the tourney at Harrenhal to the Battle of the Trident to the sacking of King's Landing. We also get to see so many familiar characters, which would be great. They really just need to get the right person to work on this, and I think it will be a huge success. The other prequel that is being mentioned is the Sir Duncan the Tall and Egg Prequel. According to Variety, a series adaptation of the tales of Dunk and Egg is in early development at HBO. It would be based on George R.R. Martin's book, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. It would take place 90 years before the events of Game of Thrones and would be about the adventures of Sir Duncan the Tall and his squire Egg, also known as Aegon Targaryen, 5th of his name. Variety also said there are no writers or talent attached to the project, but it is a high priority for HBO. Originally, George R.R. Martin said that he did not want to make a show about Sir Duncan the Tall and Egg because he did not want the show to surpass the books like what happened with Game of Thrones, because he still plans on writing more stories about the two. So it's a little surprising to see HBO is in early development on it. I would guess George must have come to terms that it would be a long time before he would get to write more Dunk and Egg stories, since he still has Winds of Winter to finish, and he has a whole nother book to write as well, A Dream of Spring, to finish the Song of Ice and Fire saga. Many fans have been clamoring, including myself, for a Dunk and Egg prequel. The book is fantastic. If you have Audible, I would recommend listening to it, since the actor who played Viserys Targaryen, Harry Lloyd, reads it and he does a fantastic job. The show would be on a much smaller scale compared to Game of Thrones or the other prequel they are making, House of the Dragon, or even Robert's Rebellion. It wouldn't be about who sits on the Iron Throne, it's about a hedge knight, which is just a nicer way of saying sellsword. and his squire's adventures through Westeros. And obviously with his squire being a Targaryen, it is still going to have some politics involved, and you'll get to see some of the other great houses and iconic characters like the Laughing Storm Lionel Baratheon and Baelor Breakspear Targaryen. As some of you may know, HBO lost half of its audience after Game of Thrones ended in 2019, which came from Variety as well. So they need something to drive subscriptions, and a lot of people have wanted a series about Dunk and Egg or about Robert's Rebellion. Honestly, I think they will at least make one of these prequels. House of the Dragon is being made right now, so we already have a confirmed prequel. I doubt they will have 3 Game of Thrones prequel shows going on at one time. I would personally love that, but I would be shocked if that does happen. So what do you guys think about the Game of Thrones prequel? Are you excited for them? Would you want them to do a prequel on something else? Leave down in the comments below, and if you want more Game of Thrones content, please subscribe and check out the Twitter. Link in the description below, and as always, have an awesome day.